Hello everyone, this is Neetu. I welcome you all in this English class. Today I'll teach you poem number 6 from your first flight textbook. The poem is about a teenage girl, Amanda. In this poem, poet is telling about a girl whose name is Amanda. Her parents keep checking her from each and everything. They check her from sitting wrongly, from eating chocolate and biting nails. They constantly ask her to complete her homework, to tidy up her room and to polish her shoes. So with these too much instructions, Amanda fed up. Amanda fed up of this much parental control. She wishes to live life of a mermaid, of an orphan or of Rapunzel, who was a beautiful princess. The poem gives a message to all parents that they should not keep hovering around their children. Children should be given a certain amount of freedom. So we can say the message of this poem is that all the parents should not control too much on their children. We should not give too much instructions to our children. We should give a certain amount of freedom. We should make them free for the certain amount. Now I will tell you explanation. With this explanation I will tell you difficult word meaning also. First of all, the first stanza. Now we will study that which kind of instructions Amanda's parents were giving. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Because that time Amanda was biting her nails with her teeth. So parents are saying like that, don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Her parents, a girl Amanda, is greatly disturbed with the instruction her elders keep giving her. Her elders, or we can say parents, are giving like instruction like that. Bite means cut with teeth. She was cutting her nails with her teeth. So they were saying that don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Hunch, what do you understand by hunch? To bend your back and forward into a round shape. Sometimes they ask her not to bite her nails, and sometimes they ask her not to hunch, not to bend her shoulders. Like in Hindi we can say, जब हम कंधे झुका कर बैठते हैं, that is known as hunch. Stop that slouching. Slouching means sit in a lazy way, आलसी तरीके से बैठना. So sometimes they were saying like that, stop that slouching. Be active and sit up straight. Straight means erect. एकदम straight होके बैठो, Amanda. So in the first stanza they were giving command like that, don't bite your nails, don't hunch your shoulders and stop that slouching. Slouching means sit in a lazy way. Now the second stanza. Before starting the second stanza, I will tell you the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme, see the first stanza rhyme scheme. Amanda and Amanda. A, straight is a different sound. B, then again A. So A, B, A. Now the second stanza. There is a languid. Languid means peaceful. Emerald sea, where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Languid means peacefully. Emerald means a green color. Inhabitant means dweller, or we can say human being or निवासी जो वहाँ पर रहता है. Mermaid is a princess. जल परी, in Hindi we can say जल परी. Drifting means moving softly. and blissfully means with joy, with happiness. In the second stanza related to Amanda only, and which kind of life she was, because she became a bored with her too much instruction which given by her elders or her parents. Amanda wants a peaceful and freedom from her elders' instructions. She imagines her as a mermaid. Mermaid means who live alone in a peaceful green sea. Emerald sea means green color sea. She wants to live just like a mermaid. Mermaid means Jalpari who lives alone in a peaceful green sea. And then she moves softly. And when she thinking about a mermaid, and when we she thinking about like that, if she will live a peaceful life just like a mermaid, she dreaming means she started to moving softly, and she filled with a great joy, great happiness. In the second stanza, Amanda wants freedom from her elders' instructions. She imagines herself as a mermaid who lives alone in a peaceful green sea. Emerald sea means green sea. Then there she moves softly. Drifting means softly, and blissfully means with great joy. Now the third stanza. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. Did again elders or her parents giving instructions to her. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? They are asking that she had completed her homework or not. Did you tidy your room? Did you clean your room? I thought I told you to clean your shoes. And again elders or parents are saying that I thought I have told you to clean your shoes also, Amanda. So in this third stanza, Amanda does not like all-time parental control. Sometimes they ask to complete her homework. Sometimes they ask her to tidy her room. And on some other time they ask her to clean her shoes also. So this too much parental control she doesn't like. Now the next fourth stanza. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden. The freedom is sweet. Now in the fourth stanza, orphan means a child whose parents are dead. Roaming means walking with no particular aim. When we are walking without any other particular aim. Pattern means make patterns, make different shapes. Hushed means calm or peace. In Hindi we can say shant. Bare feet. Bare feet means when our feet not covered, without slipper. Golden means valuable. Silence is golden. Silence is valuable. And the freedom is sweet. So now in the fourth stanza, she became troubled with her too much parental control. Amanda wishes to be an orphan. So she wishes that if she would be orphan, she had no parents, and imagine that she is roaming freely in the street. If she would be orphan, that of course she could walk without any other aim, without any other reason in the street. She walks hushed and bare feet. Hushed means calmfully, peacefully, without a sandal or without a slippers, without covered her feet. She wishes for silence. Now she needs silence because silence is precious and freedom is sweet. Now so in this fourth stanza, we can say like that she became too much bored with her parental control. So now she is thinking that if she would be orphan, then she could walk without any other reason in the street. and she could make different shapes by her bare feet, and she could walk peacefully because for herself she needs silence only, and silence is valuable. Golden means here the valuable, and the freedom is sweet for herself. Now the next stanza now. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. This time also her elders giving instruction that Amanda don't eat chocolates. Remember your acne, Amanda. You should not eat too much chocolates. Remember, because if you will eat too much chocolates, then maybe you will be suffer from acne. Acne means pimples, muhase in Hindi we can say. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? And now the next time, because she is ignoring when her elders giving instruction to her, she was not looking at their face. So they are saying like that, look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda. So in this stanza, Amanda is repeatedly checked by her parents from doing this or that, because every time they were giving instruction. So now this time they are saying like that, don't eat too much chocolates. If you will eat too much chocolates, then you should remember that there will be pimples on your face. Now they are saying like that, when one of her parents asked her not to be ignored because she was not looking at their face. So parents are saying like that, will you please look at me? Please look at me because I am speaking to you, Amanda. Because Amanda getting too much bored. She didn't want to talk with her parents, and so she is ignoring their instruction also. She was not looking when they were giving command to her. Now the next stanza. I am Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. Rapunzel. Rapunzel is a imaginary character, and in this stanza, when Amanda fed up of her parents' instruction, she wishes to live alone, just like a Rapunzel. She wishes to be Rapunzel and live a carefree life. I have not a care. Life in a tower. We all heard this story, Rapunzel's story. On YouTube channel, there is a story, and all children watch this. So, in this Rapunzel's life, she lives in a tower. Alone she lives in a tower. No one is there to disturb herself. So Amanda also wishes to be life of a Rapunzel. She also wants to live life of just like a Rapunzel's life. And I have not a care, because she wishes to be live alone and live a carefree life, because in Rapunzel's tower no one was there to disturb herself. Life in a tower is tranquil. Tranquil means calm or peacefully, or we can say definitely, and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair, because when Rapunzel let down her hairs, that anyone can enter in her tower. So she is thinking, if I will have Rapunzel's life, I will never let down my bright hair. So no one can enter in my tower, because she fed up with her parental control and she wants to live alone. So no one can disturb herself. So in the sixth stanza, Amanda, fed up of her parents' instruction, Amanda wishes to live alone. She wishes to be Rapunzel and live a carefree life. She wishes to live in a tower where life is peaceful and extraordinary fine. She thinks that if she becomes Rapunzel, she will never let her bright hair down and won't allow anybody to enter her tower. Now the last stanza. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. Sulking means to be upset. When we become upset. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Now in the last stanza, again one of her parent is giving command like that, stop that sulking, no need to be upset at once, Amanda. Her parents are saying like that, whenever we are giving command to you, no need to be upset. You should listen carefully. You are always so moody. You are so moody, Amanda. Whenever we are giving command, you are not showing interest. You are not listening properly. You are not looking at ourselves. Anyone would think that I nagged at you. Nagged means scolded or punished. If you will not show, if you always be upset, then what the other people will think? They will think like that, I scold you, I punished you. They will think like that. We are punishing you. Anyone would think that I nagged. Nagged means we troubled, or when we teasing someone, or when we scolding someone, or punishment we can say, Amanda. So in the last stanza, Amanda is asked to immediately stop being in sad mood. Her parents say that she always stay in bad mood and is unhappy. One of her parents tells her that seeing her in bad mood, anybody would think that she is harassed by her parents. So her parents are saying that no need to be upset. If you will be upset, what the other people will think? They will think that your parents, you are harassed by your parents. You are scolded by your parents. So with this, the explanation completed. Now we will discuss about the poetic devices. Now I will tell you poetic devices. So first of all, rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme we can see A, B, A. This same repeating in third stanza also, and in fourth stanza also, and the last stanza also. And the others stanza have the different rhyme scheme. Then the second poetic devices is alliteration. Alliteration you can see first stanza, third line see, stop, slurching, sit and straight. S sound is repeating. So that is a alliteration. When in a line consonant sound is repeating, that is known as a repetition. Then you can see assonance also. Assonance, see, don't, O sound, and shoulders, O sound. So when in a line vowel sound is repeating, that is known as a assonance. So alliteration and assonance repeating in the first stanza. Then you can see anaphora. Anaphora means when a word, when in a two or more than two lines starting word same, that is known as anaphora. See, the starting word of first and second line, don't. So that is known as a anaphora. Then the next is a repetition. Repetition means when in two or more than two lines same word is repeating in a poem, that is known as a repetition. So Amanda word is repeating in all the stanza. So that is a repetition. Then the next is a metaphor. Metaphor, you can see here emerald sea. What do you understand by metaphor? When we are comparing indirectly between two things, that is known as a metaphor. So emerald sea. So in this, when Amanda was imagining about a green color sea and she wants to live like a mermaid, that is a metaphor. Then the other is the silence is golden. Now again she was comparing her life with silence. So that is a metaphor. So with this, poetic devices also completed. This poem completed. I hope you understand this poem. So now explanation write in your own words and write poetic devices also in your notebook and write the question answers of this poem. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for watching the video. Have a nice day.